day all, and thanks for joining us again. Um, Today we are going forward on the part 2 of CHCLEG001, which is working legally and ethically in healthcare industry. So if you are just joining us, please try to watch our first video for better information. And today we're going to be starting on how policies and procedures are reviewed. It is essential that a service review and monitor all their policies and procedures legally. How do we do this, and what is the importance of this in the first place? We understand that a lot of organizations, if you're working either in healthcare or even in the disability environment, there is what they call audit or accreditation audit. So accreditation audit, most of the time there is mid-time and there is full-time. It can come either the first 1 year or even in 3 years. So normally each accreditation is done, full accreditation is done every 3 years. So during this review or during this audit, we are going to be examining, our organization is going to be examining on how we said we are actually doing what we said we are doing. This review will include annual review of our policies and procedure. If we are not doing it, or if we are not reviewing our policies annually, or depending on the organization policy, during this audit we might find it so hard or so difficult to actually pass it. And once you don't pass your audit, there is high percentage of you actually losing your license, and even your staff as well as your client will not really have the right belief in you. So we are on a very important, it is a very important part, or it is a very important task that we are expected to always get done. Undertake analysis of appropriateness. What do we mean by this? If we are doing, or if we are actually providing a particular service, are we doing it in the right manner, or are we doing it in the right way? Is this what is expected of us from our client? Is this support that we are providing, is it actually meeting up with the client's goal? If it is not, then that means it's not appropriate. So we need to undertake analysis of appropriateness whenever we want to provide any form of service or any form of support when it comes to reviewing how we are doing what we said we are going to be doing. So once we are doing this, that means we are reviewing our policies, and we are ticking, or we are checking to see whether we put appropriate procedure in place to actually get the necessary support that the policy needed. We need to managers are expected, of course, to amend any policy. Once we review our policy and we understand, or we notice that it is found short, is not actually getting the expected result, or we are not meeting the expected outcome, then it is appropriate for our managers to amend those particular policy to meet up with what our expected goal, or what the client goal is. Some of the policies also can be done during can also be reviewed during the staff meeting. We engage our staff and we meet up with all the staff. We seek their feedback, we seek their input, and with this we come up with a solution that everybody can key into. So during staff meeting, we can always review and think about the appropriate policy and how the policy is actually working, either working or not. And we need to agree on the process of informing all the staff after we've agreed or after we identify any gap. There should be a process whereby all staff will be informed on what is the latest development, what is it that we've identified, and how we are intending to correct it going forward. Some of the source of the information about legal requirements include the HCLEG Act 1997, our organization policies and procedure. If we are having challenges with this, we can engage some lawyers as well to get some legal support from them. Some other information can include brochure or pamphlets that we actually provide for either our staff or our clients in order to actually demonstrate how we are doing what we said we are doing in a legal manner. Some of the legal rights and responsibility include rights to get paid, particularly for us that are working in the healthcare industry. If you are an employee, you have the right to get paid. We have rights to complain, either our clients or ourselves. Right to have a safe working environment that is in line with the PCBU that is in line with the WHS Act 2020, where we talk about the PCBU providing the safe environment for staff or everyone that is living in that or living and doing business in that area to be safe. We have the right to work-life balance. We have the right to be treated equally. We have the right to equal employment opportunity, and we also have rights to be protected from any form of discrimination. Other than our rights, of course, as a support worker or as a care worker, we also have the duty and responsibility that we are expected also to uphold. One of them include the duty of care. That is, we need to always provide a safe environment for ourselves, other staff members, as well as our clients. And we should do what we are paid to do in the legal and ethical manner. We are expected to follow the organization policies and procedure, and we are also expected to reasonably work. We are also expected to follow reasonable work instruction from our supervisor. Anything that we identify or any observation that we see, or even if we identify any form of hazard, we are expected to report this in a timely manner to our supervisor, and not always at all times provide a standard care that our clients really will benefit from. if in any way we find ourselves or someone actually breach the legal requirement, any breach of legal requirement by employee or any other person can expose them to lawsuits, and appropriate action as per the law would be taken, and most of the time the disciplinary action will be taken against that particular worker. Some of the source of information for ethical responsibility can be got on the www.eth.gov.au. Other than that, we can get information about our ethical responsibility from our supervisor or even our job description. Sometimes if we are reviewing newsletter, you can get some of this information also from there. Ethical responsibility at work. As a care worker, as a support worker, we need to work out what is it or what the issue is. In order to read that is, we need to do what we call investigate the root cause of the problem. Once we are able to generate this, or once we are able to identify what the root cause is, we should generate a possible solution that can actually help in resolving that particular issue in order to find solution to what our client is looking out for. When we have the list of the possible solution, we should bring this to our team member and brainstorm what's the best line of action that can be useful for our clients, their family, and the organization as a whole. So we brainstorm what exactly are the strengths and the weakness of each of these possible solutions, and we consider whether those solutions are legal, fit within our scope of practice, and within the constraint of the organization policies and procedure. All this needs to be carried out, and these are what is expected of us, that we can say this is our ethical responsibility at the job at all times. Also, we can assess whether the proposed solution promotes the principle of autonomy, justice, non-maleficence, or beneficence. We should select the solution that is preferable or that the client preferred, and develop documents to implement that particular solution that we selected. Once it is implemented, we need to put in a review plan of action to always monitor its effectiveness. If we find that is not doing as much or is not doing what we expected, we can always review and put something different or something much more relevant to the solution or to the outcome that we are expecting to achieve. Non-judgmental practice. The simplest form of judgment is deciding whether something is bad or good. Each time we make judgments, we assign a feeling. Perhaps if you are judging the situation as bad, you may feel sad or helpless, while if you are judging a person as good, you may feel elated and carefree. Practicing non-judgmental is really more about letting go and then actually deciding that you aren't just judging. That is, you need to be fair at all times. Other than non-judgmental. We need to provide, or we need to show problem-solving skills at all times. Some of the problem-solving techniques include use of interpersonal skills. Some stages of the problem-solving involve problem identification. Structure the problem, fact findings, and develop a clear picture of that particular problem. Once this is clarified and this is established, make a decision and implement what's the decision that you've made. Just similar to our ethical responsibility, monitor and seek any feedback that is required. Some of the unethical conduct include abuse, conflict of interest, and other factors. Report to your supervisor if any of this, or if you witness any of this, as it is mandatory report if we actually witness any form of abuse, either to elderly person or to people that are having challenges with disability. There is a video here for us to watch to buttress our understanding on this aspect. Workstations that needs improvement. Unsafe work station. Policy that don't work and needs review. These are some of the situations that we need to improve our workstation. If we understand that you are sitting in a workstation that is not supporting you or is unsafe, try as much as possible to improve it. If there is any policy that don't work and needs some review, we need to make appropriate improvement on such. If we identify any conflict of interest, conflict even in the organization, or if there is workload that is too much for some people, and it is more than their capacity, we need to have a look and see how appropriate improvement can be put in place. Behavior of staff, work-life balance is also very important when we are looking at how our workstation can be as effective as possible. And last but not the least is feedback. Feedback is information about reaction to a particular product, a person, performance, or task. So which is usually used for continuous improvement. So if there is any feedback from anyone, it is very, very important that we gather this so that we can learn from it and continue to actually grow. And that's the end of this particular unit. Thank you all for your time. And of course, if you have any question, please email me on at info@mycontraining.com.au. Thank you once again, and we'll see you in another class. Bye for now. Thank you.